So, all right. With that, I want to go ahead and turn it over to one of our coordinators in terms of the speakers we bring here into the Eagle Group, Becky Hamble, to introduce our distinguished speaker this evening. So with that, Becky, I'm going to turn it over to you to introduce and welcome our speaker this evening.
All right, thanks, Adam. Well, as you all know, our speaker tonight is Steve, and I've got the pleasure of introducing him. And if you've been part of the Eagle Group, you know that we have a bias for action and getting things done. There is a saying we need to remember: dreams without action are just daydreams. Action without dreams can create nightmares. What are your dreams? Has the job search process become a grind for you? Are you feeling frustrated or burned out? It is normal and natural, especially for vets who are used to doing the job and then doing more. Sometimes we need to stop, breathe, and remember our dreams. In the next few minutes, international speaker Steve Donfrio is going to help you get real with your dreams, give you some useful tools and strategies you can apply to get back to the grind with a renewed sense of motivation and encouragement. Please help me welcome Steve.
Thank you, Becky. I am so happy that I am here with the Eagle Group. And what I want to do, I want to take you right now with me to the top of a mountain. I want you to join a mountaineering team that's about to summit. There they are, and there we are with them watching the last few steps as the team begins to count down. 3, 2, a little hop summit. We made it. Everybody, high fives all around, hugs, smiles, and cheers. As there we are, 3,000 meters into the sky, one person happier than anyone else. That person's name is Norman Vaughn. You see, this was Norman's big dream. For years, he had planned this event, put his team together, and now he made it. And there he stood on top of the mountain. Norman brought a film crew with him. They were doing a documentary about his dream and this moment. And the producer asked Norman, he said, "Hey, Norman, now we're on top. You got a message for us? Do you have a message to give us?" And Norman paused for a moment. And Norman walked up and he looked right at that camera. And he said, "Yes, I have a message for everyone young and old." Now, before we get into the message, I know what you're thinking. "Steve, I hate you. What are you doing?" This is like that moment when you're watching TV or your reality show and someone's about to get voted off the island, kicked out of the house, the rose goes to the other person. Pick a reality show or what you're doing. It's that climactic moment when we transition to commercial and leave you hanging there, wondering what would happen, and now being angry and trying to find something else to watch. But don't turn me off quite yet, because this is not a commercial. Nope. What I want to do is give you the backstory, because you see, Norman's message will make a lot more sense when you hear the backstory. Now, that day that Norman stood on top of that mountain, it was 3 days before his birthday. See, this was his birthday dream. Climbing that mountain was his birthday dream. So that day, Norman Vaughn and his team sat atop Vaughn Mountain. So that was one of his dreams, to climb Vaughn Mountain. Now, please understand, Norman didn't just go, "Hey, is there any mountains that are out there with my name on it?" Nope. See, Norman wanted to climb a mountain that was named after him. You see, Vaughn Mountain was actually named after Norman Vaughn. Norman Vaughn was a sled dog captain and explorer, and he was part of Sir Admiral Byrd's expedition to the South Pole. Yeah, Vaughn Mountain is near the South Pole and one of the most brutal climates on the planet. See, that was his dream, to climb his own mountain. So 3 days before his 89th birthday, Norman Vaughn gave a message Let's go hear his message. Let's take us back to the top of that mountain as Norman looks into that camera and he says these words, I have a message for everyone young and old. I want everyone to dream big and dare to fail. We're here because we dared to fail. Dream big and dare to fail was the message Norman Vaughn gave that day. Wow. Here's a question. What are your dreams? Do you even have them anymore? So what we're going to talk about today is some strategies to think about dreams. But before we do it, what are dreams? I want to ask you a question. Don't get confused. Sometimes we think of dreaming big, we think of grandiose adventures. We think of climbing mountains. We think of running a business or getting to the top of the ladder. But some of you have already done those mountain climbing things. You've jumped out of airplanes. You've done these adventures. You've lived an adventurous life already. Maybe your dream is a cubicle somewhere, working 8 to 4 and going home and spending time with family. See, that's also a big dream. Dreams are not dictated by the rest of the world. The dream is what brings you contentment, peace of mind, and satisfaction. See, your dream is what is good for you. So don't let other people say, well, your dream's not big enough, because your dream is big enough because it's yours. Regardless of what that dream is right now, where you are in your life, it is big enough. We want you to be happy because you have earned that right. See, part of service gives you the right to choose your own dream, choose your own destiny. Dreams sometimes are tough to come by. I know, I get it. We often wonder about dreaming and we think to ourselves, I can't dream. Steve, I love the idea and the concept, and if I was a child, maybe that would work for me. But you see, I'm an adult and I have to get a job and I am struggling and things aren't going really well. I have to be realistic. I must be realistic, and I can't be out there in fantasy unicorn land anymore. I just have to do what I have to do, get down and get it done. I get it. I'm gonna tell you a secret, come close. I'm a realist. I really am. I'm a realist too. I get it. That's what we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about getting real with your dreams, because I believe dreams are awesome and they're important. But without a realistic mindset, they're just nothing but dreams. And they can become frustrating. I'm not here to tell you about toxic positivity and just think about rainbows and unicorns, everything's gonna be okay. It's not. That would actually be a bad thing. So this is not a, if you think, feel good, your life will be better, because that's not reality anyway. So there's none of this toxic positivity stuff, don't worry. We're gonna talk about some exciting things. I'm gonna take the word real, R-E-A-L, and turn it into an acronym. Now, if you are watching, you may want to get a piece of paper and something to write with, like a pencil or a pen, whatever you're comfortable with. It doesn't matter. I'll pause for one moment while you get something to write with. If you're watching this on recording, then you can just put me on pause, because I don't have to wait for you because you're watching on recording. But for those of you who are live with us right now, I will give you a few moments. See if we had music or some like cool screenshot that said break. That would be really good right about now, but we don't. So I'm just going to kind of talk about random things while you get something to write with, because you're going to write the word R-E-A-L on that piece of paper, because that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get real with our transition dreams. What are those transition dreams? R is about taking responsibility in a very deeply personal way. You see, your life, like it or not, is your fault. Everything you have going on is your responsibility. It begins with taking responsibility and an understanding that you are the creator of your own life. And sometimes we don't like to admit that. Isn't it interesting that we see successful people and we go, man, I need to talk to them about the secret to their success. How often do we go to someone who's a complete failure and go, wow, I want to talk to them about the secret of their failure. How did they get there? We never do that. Earl Nightingale, the great success speaker of his day, said this: everyone is self-made, but only the rich and successful want to admit it. Getting real with your dreams begins with personal responsibility. Now, I know what you're thinking. Steve, it really isn't all my fault. I have struggled. I have bad situations. I get it. And sometimes if you're thinking to yourself, hey, I know the perfect person who needs to hear this message right now about personal responsibility, you're missing the point. Personal responsibility starts with us. And it's not about identifying problems. It's not about admit there's a problem. That's recovery stuff. That's a different genre. What I want you to do is this. I want you to admit that there is a solution, that there is a solution to every problem you will face. You can write it down this way. There is a solution to, and write a blank line. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough skill. I don't have enough whatever. I need this. I don't have this. Having problems is part of real life. Roadblocks, setbacks, those are all real. Make a list of all the problems and all the setbacks. I want you to make that list. And then as you make the list, you take each one of those words and you submit it into that sentence. There is a solution to, and write that setback down. And the moment you do that, a few exciting things will happen to you. The first thing that happens is this: you begin to take back control and power to your future and your life. See, when you admit there's a solution to every problem, you actually take power from the problem. You now are in control. When you admit there's a solution to that problem, you now take control of the problem. Instead of giving control, giving power to the problem, and the problem's going to be over there anyway. So you might as well say, hey, problem over there, I'm taking back that control. You will have no control over me, because I'm going to admit right now there's a solution to this setback, this roadblock. We all have them in our life. Sometimes it's the way we even frame things in our own mind. Oh, I don't have enough money to start up my own business. Well, as soon as you set up, I don't have enough, you're actually setting yourself up and you're giving the problem the power. You may want to say, all right, there's a solution to not enough money. Let me find it. I'm going to find the money. How do I find enough money for my startup? Now the creative juices flow. Now we start thinking of ideas. We start to think clearly. We start to get a little more empowered. We feel a little bit better because now the power is back on our side of the fence. We've taken it back from that problem. Just by framing something a little different, we begin to feel empowered. Sometimes problems leave us feeling hopeless, don't they? Oh man, this transition thing, it's killing me. I'm just in the grind, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, resume after resume, LinkedIn. Oh gosh, I'm dying. All right, I get it. What are the problems? Let's list them out. There's a solution to that problem. Getting real with your dreams begins by taking back the power from that problem. And when you admit there is a solution to every problem you face, that's step one. See, instead of feeling hopeless and frustrated and angry, you now become hopeful. You now become a little more empowered, a little more emboldened. Learning becomes exciting. You make adjustments, you do some things because you feel better, because you know the reality. And the reality is there is a solution to every problem you face. If we just start with personal responsibility. It's the same thing in relationships. It's the same thing working with other people. It's a lot of it. Oh yeah, but the people I work with, Steve, you don't understand. These people are insane. They're nuts. They don't get me. They don't understand where I've come from. I'm struggling with this and that and the other thing. They don't get me. I know. I've been there. I am there most of the time. It's usually 99% those other people's fault anyway, right? Because we're okay. We must be. But we served, so we got it going on. It's their fault, and that's okay. Let's just assume it's 98% the other person or the other thing's problem. I'd like you to take that 2% and own it. What are you doing with the 2% that lays with you? When you focus on that 2%, big things will happen. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, talks about getting 1% better. 1%. See, when you begin to focus on the responsibility is yours and you own it, then that 1% isn't such a big deal. Yeah, I can do something. I can do one thing different. I can take responsibility for that one thing. That's mine. I own that. That's having control. Epictetus, the Greek philosopher, once said, the more you value things outside of your control, the less control you have. What he means by value is to give thought to it, to continue to think or dwell on it. See, the more you consider to think and dwell on things you have no control over, the less control you have of anything in your life. Taking responsibility is about looking at what you can control, putting your time, your energy, and effort, giving those things the value. If it's outside of your control, don't give it value, because you give away control. R, take responsibility for your dreams and admit there is a solution to every problem you face. Take back the power from the problem. And once you do that, you begin to get this exciting list of all the possible things. And now it's time to move on, because now it's time to act on these possible solutions. Now it's time to take mad and crazy action. As the Eagle Group said, right, we have a bias for action. This is our key thing. We take action. It's what we do. Give me a problem, I'll solve it. Let me start moving. So once we admit there's a problem and we have a solution to the problem, and we're personally responsible, and we have all these great ideas, well, they're everywhere. They got this idea, and this idea. Okay, now I'm going to get busy. I'm going to take big action, because mad, crazy big action will always bring mad, crazy big results. I didn't say success, I said results. You could fail miserably. The results could be disastrous. Sorry, it is what it is, right? E, expect failure and setbacks. Expect failures and setbacks. You have to look at life like a scientist. There is no pass fail. Everything is just a test. Every action you take may result in a disaster. I want you to expect those things to happen to you. Expect failure and setback and use them to grow. Now, I don't mean expect failure and setback like that miserable person you kind of know sometimes goes, oh, I don't want to try anything. Well, it's me. I've failed everything. I don't even get tried anymore. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do that. I always lose when I do that game. I can't do that. I can't do it. Can't do it. That was messed up. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean by expecting failures and setbacks is understand in reality they happen. Don't let them overwhelm you. Don't let them beat you up. Expect them to happen. Think about the little baby for a moment. No matter who you are, baby's first steps are always kind of cool. And if you're mom and dad, you love that moment. And if you're mom and dad's friends, you love that moment until you see it on video like 8,000 times and you get tired of that moment. We all been there, whether we were a parent and showing our poor friends the video 8,000 times, or whether we're watching our friends show us the video for 8,000 times. But it's still a cool moment. We all smile the first time. Because the little baby is so cool, right? Little baby's kind of figuring out life and they're going to get up. Okay, I'm getting up. And the little baby's up there and the whole body begins to shake and the baby's like walking. And the first step comes. And we got a little going around back and forth. And the baby's not sure what to do. And the baby kind of looks up and looks down. Wham! Baby falls down. And now baby falls down and the baby looks up and tells mom and dad. The baby says to mom and dad, Mom, Dad, I'm done walking. I don't like it. I fell down. I quit. I give up. How many babies have ever said that to their mom and dad? 0. Why? Oh, because babies can't talk. I know that. It's the principle here. If the babies could talk, they still wouldn't do it because baby gets back up. And you see, it's the process of getting up where the growth takes place. It's the process of going from the ground to standing up that builds the baby's muscles, tendons, ligaments, skeletal structure. See, every time that baby goes from down to up, that baby's getting stronger. You can give yourself a power pose if you need to. So try dun, 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 because every time you fail, the process of getting back up and going again will make you stronger. It makes you stronger. It's the process of getting back up, not the failure that made you stronger. It's the process of getting back up, just like that baby. See, the baby stands up and the body begins to get stronger. And now the next time baby's walking, so baby's out there, a little bit. Oh, here's my baby legs. And the baby, Baby reaches out, grabs hold of a couch, grabs hold of a chair, grabs hold of something to keep balanced. Well, man, how did baby know to do that? Baby didn't until baby got smarter. You see, when the process of getting up after failure, the process of moving forward, not only makes you stronger, it makes you smarter because you learn stuff. There was once a sports coach that got up and made all his parents angry at the first meeting, and he says, "We do not ever lose. I will not accept the loss. We are winners and we will not lose." And of course, all the parents are going like, "Oh, this guy's nuts. Great, my kids, this guy's a tyrant. What do you mean?" And then he stopped and he said this: "We either win or we learn, but we will never lose. We win or we learn." You see, when you expect failure and setback and you take those big actions and things don't go your way, it's your opportunity to get smarter, just like that little baby. The little baby gets stronger and smarter. The old Japanese proverb says, fall down 7, get up 8, because it's the process of getting up. Now, little baby falls down, gets up and holds it there. And now the little baby gets up, holds himself there, lets go of the couch, starts walking. Hey, this is awesome, I'm doing it. Because the process of getting back up after failure makes you better. It makes you better. You simply get better at doing it. Repetition builds confidence because repetition builds ability, skills, capabilities, right? One of the 3 C's. Sometimes our capabilities might be weak, but if we practice and we get up after we fail, our capabilities increase. So does our confidence. When the baby falls down, the baby gets stronger. When the baby falls down, the baby gets smarter. And as the baby gets back up, the baby gets smarter. Failure and setbacks, if you look at them in that frame, are something really cool. Expect them. Getting real with your dreams is about expecting failure and setback. It's about expecting them and using them to grow, to increase, to get bigger, to get stronger, better, and smarter. Now, pretty soon, baby's running all over the place, and that's great. And now mom and dad are thinking, oh man, I wish that kid would have stayed in the ground. I got baby-proof the house now. I got to do all this stuff and I can't keep up with them. And now I got to go to the gym because I can't keep up with my own kid. I'm picking up toys all over the house. The whole walking thing was just a bad idea. I know we've been there, but when you expect failures and setbacks and you use them, your confidence grows. Embrace and enjoy the failure and setbacks. Use them. Get smarter, get stronger, get better. The things we have to think about is this. How do we do that? It's about mindset. If R is taking personal responsibility, E is expecting failure and setback, A is accurate thinking, proper attitude. Accurate thinking and proper attitude. I know exactly what you're thinking. Steve, that's 2 A's and real is only spelled with 1. I'm sorry, it's my acronym. I can put 2 A's if I want to. So don't be like, wow, Steve can't even spell. Not quite sure about that. It's okay. Accurate thinking and attitude, we're going to combine to 1A. Accurate thinking is this. Napoleon Hill calls accurate thinking the process of separating fact from information. Separating fact from information. Then separating those facts from important and unimportant. Accurate thinking is the key to your success. Sometimes being overwhelmed with information can drive us crazy. Getting the facts and then deciding what's important or not important are the key. Albert Schweitzer once a long time ago was interviewed and he was asked a question, what's wrong with men today? And the great Albert Schweitzer said this answer: men simply don't think. So often we as humans run through life feeling our way through when we should be thinking our way through. Accurate thinking is going to help you get your dream. You're going to begin to separate fact from information, opinion from reality, fact from opinion. Everyone has an opinion. Go on social media. Oh my goodness. We all have an opinion, and for some reason, everyone has to give their opinion to everyone else. You can start an argument on social media if you say something about a rock, and someone will have an opinion to give you. One of the problems today, in Steve's opinion, we talk too much and think too little. We need to think more and talk less. See, accurate thinking is about truly analyzing fact and separating that fact from mere information. We live in the over-information age. You know, the industrial age is supposed to be the information age. Well, we've shifted to the over-information age. We just got way too much information out there. Look at the diet and fitness world. Holy cow, I can't keep up with that stuff. I owned a fitness center when I lived in Japan. And every day science was changing. One day I can't eat bacon. The next day I can eat bacon. I have to have less protein, more fat. Now I have to have, holy smokes. Science and research changes every 17 seconds, or at least that's what people tell me. It's mind numbing. It drives us crazy. The job search is really no different, isn't it? You're going to ask one expert one day and they're going to be like, hey, here's what you need to do. Post on LinkedIn 17,000 times a day, and then do this. And then you're going to go to another LinkedIn expert who's going to go, what you have to do is not post so much because it seems overwhelming. And you'll be like, wait, would someone please make up their mind? Tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. Here's what you do. Take responsibility. What works for you? Think. Apply the concept of accurate thinking. Accurate thinking also means to separate your feelings from reality. That's hard. Don't internalize situations. Going back to my friend Epictetus, it's not really my friend, I'm not that old. Going back to Epictetus, who once said, men are not disturbed by things, but rather by their view of those things. You see, death is not bad. Hence it would have seemed so to Socrates. The opinion that death is bad, That is the terrible thing. What is his point? Things happen. They're neutral. They become good or bad when we decide the value of that good or bad. Everything in your life will shape you. Every event, everything that's ever happened to you, every comment, everything, you live with a series of events, activities, and things that happen to you, around you. And they all will shape you in one way or the other. All of them. The question is how they shape you. That's up to you. You see, you cannot determine the things that happen. You can determine your response and your view of those things. Don't let other people tell you when to be happy, when to be sad, when you are stressed, when you are not. That's your decision and your decision alone. Sometimes it drove me crazy over this last year when everyone kept telling me how terrible the coronavirus was and that the whole world was falling apart and that everyone's life was miserable and my life was terrible and everything. I have to be stressed out and I have to be sad. I must be stressed. I must be sad. I must be awful. But what if I'm not? What if I choose to look at these things in a different way, from a different point of view? It's my choice, is it not? I once was talking to a group of folks and I said this statement and it kind of got a shock for a moment. So I'm going to say it now, but don't be too shocked. I said this: I want you to give up all hope. That's what I'd like. I'd like you to give up all hope. And the group kind of looked at me. And it was like, oh, we're leaving. Why did we hire this guy to speak to us? And I said, let me finish that sentence, please. I'd like you to give up all hope of ever having a better past. You see, what happened to you, around you yesterday, you have absolutely no chance of ever going back and fixing it. So accurate thinking is about understanding that those things happened. That's a reality. How you choose to view that happening is a choice you have to make. I mentioned I had a business when I lived in Japan. I enjoyed it. I was actually doing really well. Had a fitness studio, had a security consulting business, lived in Japan from 2000 to 2015. Man, I thought life was great. Things were doing this. Was on national media, had my own little TV show. I was having so much fun. A little fitness studio, it wasn't big, just a little boutique studio. And then there was the giant tsunami of 2011. Now we were in Tokyo, this was up north, so we did get a pretty bad earthquake and some damage happened, but that's not what happened. The economy collapsed. And in 24 hours, 80% of my members quit because they wanted their money to go to relief efforts. I lost 80% of my revenue in just 24 hours. I lost other contracts because they were shifting. In 1 week, I went from revenue to debt to more debt. And because I made some bad business decisions and I had made some marketing mistakes, I wasn't prepared for that. And in 6 months, I was deep in debt. I finally scraped up enough. We had to sell our house in Texas. In 2014, my wife and my son, we had enough money to send them home. And they went to my wife's mom's house to live. And I stayed in Japan because we didn't have enough money for all of us to go back. And I worked a little bit longer doing odds and ends jobs until I could afford myself to come back and we could afford an apartment together. So basically I went from my own mountaintop to deep in debt, losing a house, coming back to America with my tail between my legs. And my internal thinking was, what a loser. Man, I screwed this up. Holy cow, I put my family at risk. I lost my house. I still am in debt. I should have never gone into business in the first place. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I'm not smart enough to do that. And I continued this downward spiral inside of me. And this talk is also often, a lot of it's based on my own experience in that failure. Because the accurate thinking was, for me, to snap out of it and say, Steve, you lost your business. Take responsibility and own that fact. It has nothing to do with you being a loser. It's hard to it, but yeah, the truth was I lost my business. Does it make me a failure? Only if I choose to let it so. So I bounced back, turned it into a talk, dream big, dare to fail. And I began to bounce back a little bit. I'm not there yet. I'm still in transition. Me speaking to you today is actually a result of needs and leads. Because a few months back, someone said, what are you looking for? And I said, I'm looking for speaking engagements. I'm trying to launch a speaking business. I need some leads to get started. Maybe someone will hear me. Maybe somebody who works in a big company will say, wow, Steve's not bad. We should hire him to come to our company. I need a platform to get started. And the Eagle Group stepped up and said, Steve, we have a platform. Would you be willing to speak to us? See, the formula here works. We help one another. I'm here speaking to you because I had a need and someone in the group said, hey, I can meet that for you. I can help you. But this thing didn't happen until I decided to take accurate thinking and a proper attitude. The second part about accurate thinking and positive attitude I want to share with you is this. It's the attitude piece. And I'm not talking about the whole toxic positivity like I brought up before. I'm talking about what I call practicing proactive positivity. Practicing proactive positivity. I can only say that twice because there's too many P's and I'll screw it up the third time if I even try. So what that looks like is this. When you wake up in the morning, here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to go to the list you're making because you're making a list of all your problems and you're saying there's a solution to. I'll make you a second list on the second side of that piece of paper or below it, wherever you have room. You're gonna look in the mirror and you're gonna say these words, or you're gonna write these words on a piece of paper. You're gonna take a deep breath and you're gonna say, today is gonna be a good day because. Today is gonna be a good day because. And you're going to list 5 to 8 reasons that the coming day is gonna be a good day. You're going to set your mind up for a positive day. Today's going to be a good day because I can go to the gym. Today's going to be a good day because I'm healthy. Today's going to be a good day because I have an interview. Today's going to be a good day because I plan on sending out 17 resumes. Today's going to be a good day because I have a coffee networking meeting. Today's going to be a good day because I have a wonderful family. Today's going to be a good day because today is a day I'm one step closer to my dream. It doesn't matter what it is. You get to choose. That's the cool thing about it, right? It's your good day. You're going to set that good day up. Today is going to be a good day because, and write it down. Then you go through and you have your good day. And if something goes wrong, what's the deal? That's okay. We expect failures and setbacks anyway. Maybe someone canceled a networking meeting. Maybe something went wrong. No worries. I expect failures and setbacks on a regular basis. I'm not worried. I'm okay. At the end of the day, you're going to go right back to your list and you're going to change the sentence and you're going to say these words. Today was a good day because, and list all the reasons it was a good day. What you are really doing is programming your unconscious mind to start looking for opportunity. The unconscious mind is a powerful, powerful. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a neurolinguistic programming expert. I've done some study though, and it's pretty cool stuff. The unconscious mind is this amazing, fertile soil that whatever you plant grows. The unconscious mind finds ways to make things happen for you, good or bad. If you put in that negative thoughts, it will find negativity throughout the day. You ever kind of had an argument or a disagreement with somebody, and either you or they have said these words? Why do you only see bad things in me? Why can't you ever see something good in me? We've been there, right? You know what I'm talking about. We've done it ourselves, and we've heard it from others, and we've said it. Why can't you ever see anything good in me? And here's why. Because when you start thinking negative thoughts about other human beings, you are programming your unconscious mind to find every negative thing about that person on a regular basis. It's called the reticular activating system. It is a filter, like a one-way valve between your unconscious brain, reptilian brain, and your conscious limbics, your logical frontal cortex. The conscious mind can only take so many things. So the seeds and the thoughts you plant into your unconscious mind is what's delivered to your conscious mind. Let me share it this way. It's the new car syndrome. That's the best way to explain the reticular activating system, the new car syndrome. So you buy a new car. You're out there, you're like, you know what? I'm an original person. I need an original car. I'm tired of driving everybody else drives. I have to find something cool. So you find this really cool blue, whatever it may be. We'll call it Toyota today, but you find a unique model. You don't see a whole lot of those out there. You're like, hey, this is really cool. When I pull into a parking lot, I'm going to have the only one. I'm the only one on my block. I'm looking down, don't see any. Nope, nope. All right, the Jones don't have one. The Smiths, nope, nobody's got one. I will be the only one with my cool new Toyota. So you're very excited. So you buy your Toyota, you cruise around. Boom, dun, 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 dun. I really like my group. I got a new Toyota. Check it out. And I have one. You don't, because I'm just driving this because I'm unique. So you pull it, you go to shopping, you pull in a big parking lot, you go to a sports game, whatever it is, you can find your car just like that. Why? Because it's the only one in the parking lot. There it is. You look at it, you see it, boom, there it is. There's my new car. I'm so cool. You're driving home, all of a sudden, 5 houses down from yours. What is this? The Johnsons have gotten the same car I do. What are these people thinking? I can't believe they copied me. Next day, you're driving to work. You pull up to a stoplight, and right across the road comes your car. Somebody else owns it. How cool is that? It's not cool at all because the people are copying you. You pull the parking lot, you find 5 more. And you're like, why are these people copying me? I'm a trendsetter, maybe that's why. No, you're not. These people aren't copying you. The car has always been there. But you see, when you made an emotional connection to that car, you programmed your unconscious mind through the reticular activating system, the RAS, to release that to your conscious mind. When you wake up in the morning and you say, today's going to be a good day today, you are telling your unconscious mind, find me every opportunity you can. Find me reasons to think good thoughts. Practice the 3-to-1 rule when it comes to speaking of other people. For every negative word that comes out of your mouth about another human being, triple it with good things. Load up your brain, unconscious brain, with good thoughts and words about other human beings, and you will find more good in them. You ever get frustrated with somebody? Do you wish you could do something good? Start listing all their good points, and guess what? You're going to find more. You'll find more. When you program your unconscious mind by practicing proactive positivity, you will find opportunities in places you might never have seen it before. But if you wake up and you go, oh, not another day of this. Oh, I'm always screwing this up. Guess what? Your unconscious mind will look for ways to self-sabotage yourself. Accurate thinking and a proper attitude are the linchpin and key for getting real with your dreams. Accurate thinking and a proper attitude will take your dreams to the next level. We've talked about taking personal responsibility. Our life is our responsibility. Life is our fault. No one to blame but us. And our dreams are within reach by taking responsibility and admitting there's a solution to that problem. We're going to expect failures and setbacks. We're now going to apply the principle of accurate thinking, separating fact and information, and also not personalizing when bad things happen. We're going to give up all hope of ever having a better past, because when we give up all hope of ever having a better past, we can focus our attention on the future. And now L is about lifestyle. You see, your lifestyle must be in alignment and integrated with whatever that dream may be. Don't wait until you're there to become something different. Do that now. Your lifestyle must be in direct alignment with whatever dream you want to come true. If you want to be an athlete, you don't wait to get signed as a pro contract to start working out. You better, otherwise you won't get signed. Whatever it is you want to do it now. If your dream job requires you to be up at 2:30 in the morning or 5 in the morning, get in the habit now. Act as if it's already there for you. Get in the habits you need to be great at doing that thing. Your lifestyle must be in alignment with your dream, and your dreams actually must be in alignment with your goals, morals, and values. See, when you line up your dream with your values, that which you hold dear, and then you line up your lifestyle with that, and you integrate those things into a system, now you will find the process of reality getting your dreams start becoming truer and truer. You will find results in what you're doing. You'll also find some happiness and, more important, contentment. To be content in what you're doing. To be content equals to be happy. Maybe you don't have it yet, but be content in the process. Be content growing there. See, your lifestyle must match. I mentioned I owned a gym, and I had a client, lady, come in one day, and she wanted to get ready for a big event. She had like 6 months away or something. She had some big wedding family. I don't remember what it was. She's like, Steve, you got to help me lose weight. I got to get into this size, whatever dress, and I need to get there. And please help me. I said, I'd be glad to help you. Let's begin with a little evaluation. Let's have a little discussion about, your goals. Why do you want to do this? I have to lose weight to look good. If your goals aren't part of your values, you ain't going to make it anyway. If it's superficial, if it's selfish, there's a good chance your unconscious mind is going to block that anyway, because it doesn't fit who you are anyway. But for her, she was really wanting to do this. So I said, this is great. I said, let me tell me a little bit about, eating habits. How do you eat now? And she goes, well, breakfast is usually a donut and a Diet Coke, or like some pastry or something, a Pop-Tart, and then my Diet Coke. And then for lunch, I get either fast food and Diet Coke, or snack. I'll grab a snack, some Hostesses, whatever, some snack cakes or cookies. And then dinner is just a regular dinner. And then I have a Diet Coke before I go to bed. So basically 18 Diet Cokes a day. And I thought, hey, what if I don't want you to really make big changes, but would you be willing to trade out a Diet Coke for a glass of water a couple times a day? What if we started with something that place? She goes, no, I cannot give up my Diet Coke. I said, okay, no Diet Coke giving up. I said, well, how about we change pastry and donuts in the morning to a bagel with some healthy toppings, or an English muffin, or oatmeal, or something you like that's real food. She goes, no, let's try to do that a different time, because I like my sweets in the morning. And I said, well, great. I said, let's move on from diet, and let's talk about how many days a week do you want to exercise? She looked at me and she said, well, I'll do it every day. I just don't want to sweat. I said, you don't want to sweat? She goes, no, you have to make it low impact. I said, I can make it low impact. And she goes, I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to get big. I said, okay, so we don't want to change any diet habits. We don't want to sweat while we exercise. We don't want to lift weights. And you want to lose how many pounds in how many months? Yep. I'm afraid I won't be able to help you at this point, is what I told her. She's like, why can't you? You're supposed to be a trainer. I said, I can't do all the work. And you're not ready to align your lifestyle with your goals. You see, if you're not ready to align your lifestyle with the dream you want, those dreams are not within reach. It's not going to happen. Your lifestyle must be in alignment with the dream you want. It is your lifestyle alignment that brings you to that dream. If you want that job, are you putting in the work, the resume work, the interview work, and most importantly, the networking work? It might be hard, but when you apply some of the principles today, it will become easier, I promise. It's a simple process, and it can be exciting. But we have to begin with getting real with what we're doing. We have to begin getting real with what we're doing. Here's a question for you. What are your dreams? Drop them in the chat. What are you dreaming about right now? If you're willing to, if you don't want to share, that's okay. But I'd like you just to go ahead and drop those dreams in the chat. What is it you're going to become, you're going to want to do? What are your dreams? Love to know what they are. Top 3 dreams, 1 or 2. Throw them in the chat. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read the chat. What are your dreams? I'd love to hear some of them if you're willing to share. Get a beach house. I like that one. Become a team leader. Wonderful. That is fantastic. Thank you, Zachary. Becky's getting the beach house. That's my version of camping now. Maybe some of you feel exactly the same way I do. After your military deployment, sometimes people go, hey, you want to go camping? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to go camping, unless camping means beach house. Anybody else? Dreams, goals, what are they? Love to hear them. How about this? What's keeping you from your dream? What are some of those setbacks, roadblocks? What is it we need right now? If you could identify one of your biggest roadblocks, what's keeping you from having that dream? What might it be? Have a home in Arizona, start my own business. Judy, thank you. That's awesome. Travel. John, that is also my dream. I cannot wait for this pandemic to allow us to travel again. Freedom. It'd be wonderful. Homeless veterans housing. Jason, that is an amazing dream. Thank you. What's the setbacks now? What have we got? Some great dreams coming through. These are awesome, guys. Thank you very much. What are some setbacks? What's keeping you from your dream? What are some of those problems, roadblocks that we face? Funding, for Jason says, yep, funding. Eliminate red tape veterans deal with when asking for help. Wow. That would be amazing. That is, yeah, it's really sad that we have so many opportunities for veterans to get help, but the process to get it is actually more stressful than the problem we're having right now. My own fears, Judy says. Judy, I'm right there with you. Our fears, our imposter syndromes, the things that keep us going. All right, Alan says, Jason, let's talk. I think I can help. There we go. What a great, there it is. See, this is my point. When you begin to verbalize and talk and let people know your dreams and your roadblocks, other people begin to rally around you and things begin to happen. They're already happening right now. Don't know where to start. We can reach out. Trey says, I don't know where to start. Well, that's what the Eagle Group will help you do. It will help you start. That is awesome. That is awesome. Before we head into some of our networking, we're going to help each other out. I want to wrap this up. Wrap it up this way. Getting real with your dream is taking personal responsibility, to take back power from the problem. Getting real with your dream means to expect failure and setback and to use it to get stronger, to get smarter, and to get better. Getting real with your dream requires accurate thinking and a positive attitude. And getting real with your dream requires you to align your dream goals, and lifestyle and make sure they match. The life you have right now is a result of everything that happened behind you. It's a result of your actions, your habits, your patterns, and your thinking. That's the life that you created for yourself today, standing right where you are. The life that you want, this dream, begins here. To change your life, we must begin to get real. We must begin to take responsibility. If you want this, change begins today. I want to take you back to the top of the mountain as we close. As you get ready to go out and hit the grind again to do more stuff, I want to take you back to the top of the mountain. One more time, join me and listen to Norman Vaughn as he stood atop that mountain and he looked into that camera and he said, I want everyone to dream big and dare to fail. That's my challenge for you today. Are you ready for something new? Are you ready for something better for you? Are you ready to dream big? And will you dare to fail? My name is Steve. It's been an honor to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve. It's great to have you speak with us. Appreciate all the passion that you have in your voice with everything here. It's great. It's great to have you sharing this with us here today. And I think it's always important to make sure that, this kind of messaging is brought in front of you, because sometimes, especially when things get difficult, you can kind of take your eye off the prize, and it's important to make sure you do that. So I appreciate you sharing that too, especially with some of the challenges you've had. That means a lot.
Thank you. I have a question for everybody. Here's my question to the group, and I'd love to hear your answer in the chat as we move on to our kind of next thing. What's one thing you learned today? What is one thing you learned today? That's what I'd like to know. My first question. I actually have two questions for you. One is, what is one thing you learned today? Zachary says the RIS. Very cool. Thank you. What is one thing you learned today? That's the question for you. I want you to start putting that together. Putting real to 1%, Jamie. Thank you. By the way, that came from a great book, Atomic Habits, James Clear. He's the author of the book. Do that in the chat, just for anybody's interested. There's a solution to everything, Adam. Thank you. Yes. What is one thing you learned today? Adversity isn't failure unless we say it is. Oh, I love that. I like the way you even put that, Alan. Thank you. I might take that. I'll give you credit, though, I promise. Unless it makes me money, then I'll just deny I ever knew you. Adversity isn't failure unless we say it is. All right. Now, here's the other question that's more important. How are you going to apply what you learned today? What is one action step? Eagle Group has a bias for taking action. What is one action step you'll take today as a result of being here? What is that one action step you might take? I'd love to hear your one application. What are you going to do with what you heard? How are we going to apply it? We're going to be talking about needs and leads in a little bit. We're going to be talking about landing, and we do some networking. So you have a chance to do some of that in a few minutes. But I'd love to know. And also, any questions? I don't know if we had any. We might not have gotten it. And that's okay. I hope this had some value to you. And I'm going to hang out with you guys because I want to know your needs and leads and see if I can be of value to help you guys. All right, Adam, I'll turn it over to you and we'll get this networking thing rocking and rolling. Remember